Welcome back to the channel. So this is day 5 of our PySpark scenario based interview question and answer. So this problem I have taken from Taufik's YouTube channel, and for the same problem I have created the SQL version also. You can find the link in the description section, but this is the PySpark version of the same problem. So let's see what is given and what we need. So here in the input table, we have been given three tables, the salary table, income table, and the deduction table. And first we need to generate this employee transaction output table. And once we have this, using this, we need to generate this salary report table. So our end result is this table, right? And this table will get generated via this table, right? So let's see. So here in the salary table, we can see that we have been given three employees, Rohan, Alex, and Maryam. And in the like income table, we have three types of basically income: basic, allowance, salary. Sorry, others. And the deduction, we have three type of deduction: insurance, health, and house. And we need to generate these four column output first. That is employee ID, employee name, transaction type. So transaction type is nothing but these three and these three, right? These are the different possible transaction type. And here we have the amount. So amount, how this is getting generated is, let's say if I want to calculate allowance for the Rohan. So the basic salary for Rohan is 5,000. And then what is the allowance percent? It is 4%. So into 4 divide by 100. This is how we calculate the percentage value. So this is nothing but 200, right? So if you can see here, we have 200 over here. So this is how we calculate. Let's calculate any other thing. So let's say I want to calculate this house for Maryam, right? So what is the basic salary for Maryam? Maryam is 7,000. 7,000 into what is the percentage? 4%. So 4% divided by 100. So it is how much? 480. Sorry. 280, right? 4 4 7 are 28, and this is 0. Okay, so 280, and if you can see here, 280 we have. So this is how these calculation are getting done, right? Let me erase these things. Okay, let me do this quickly using this. Okay, so I think now we understood the input and the output, basically the intermediate step, how from this to this is getting generated. Okay, so the next step is, if you see here, for the same employee, that is employee ID 1, we have 6 record, and then again for the employee ID 2, we have 6 record, and then same for the third also. How this 6 record is getting generated? If you see carefully, we have 3 record from this table and 3 record from this table. So total we have 3 employees, and for each of them 6 record is getting generated, and that's why we have 18 records in this output, right? That means we need to so for each employee, we need to generate all possible combination, right? How we can generate? So basically, if I want to generate data for this salary table with income table, how I can like generate this? So if you see here, for the employee ID 1 Rohan, we have basic, allowance, and other. Basic, allowance, and other, right? Similarly, if you can see for the LX, again we have basic, allowance, and other. Same for this employee also. And in the similar fashion, we have the same like 3 record for each employee from the other table also. That means we need to join the salary table once with the income table. Like, let me write this step. We need to join the salary with the income, and then salary with deduction table, right? We should have two joins. But to join a table, we should have a common column, but here we don't have. Like, you might be thinking that employee ID can be joined with the ID or column of the income, and similarly with this deduction, but that's not the case, right? Let's say if I join these two tables, then this 3 will get joined with 3. We will only have one data, right? This is not the case. Basically, this is nothing but a serial order number, and this is ID. They are totally different. There is no foreign key primary key relation between these two tables or a data frame, you can say, in terms of PySpark. So how we can generate all possible combination? One way is using the cross join. So what cross join will do, it will generate all possible combination. But here, like, I will not be using the cross join. What I will be using, I will be using like a trick, that is, so basically here we can write, let me write the SQL thing. So select star from table 1 and then table 2 join, and we write join and this on condition. So on is important, right? We write the common column over here, but here we don't have. So what we can do, we can write, let's say if I write 1 equal to 1. So what this will do, so like in each and every condition 1 is equal to 1, right? So like what, how the number of record in join is depend on the how many matching records are there if we do the inner join, right? So if we write 1 equal to 1, then there is always a case when left hand side is equal to right hand side, right? For each and every record. So let me show you this thing. So what will happen, this record will come and this will join. So in this case it will see, is 1 equal to 1? Yes, this is true. So that's why we will get the Rohan with basic. This record will be there, and then again Rohan will check, like for this particular record this will be check allowance, is this equal to, is 1 equal to 1? Yes, 1 is equal to 1. Then we'll get this record. Similarly for others we will get this record, right? So we have 3 record for Rohan from this table. Again this Alex record will come, and again it will check 1 is equal to 1. Yes, it will pass in all the cases. So we will have all the basically combination, and we will get 18 record, right? So I think this is done, and this also, like, we know the amount also how we can calculate. So yes, I think we can get these thing using the join and the basic calculation. So I think this is done. Okay, now let's understand how we can generate the below thing, the below table, that is salary report table. So this is simple. Like, I think once we have this employee transaction table, then calculating the salary report is not a big deal. So it's just we need a observation. So if you see here, we have like 18 records, and here only we have 3 records. This table, like the salary report table, is nothing but the pivot of the about table, right? So, but we will not be using any inbuilt function, but instead we will be using the group by and case when and generate this uh, salary report table, right? So here in the PySpark, the case when is nothing but the when otherwise statement, right? So how we can do this? So if you see here, what we can do, like we need to generate this data on the like the employee name level, right? Employee name level we need to generate. So what we can do, we can group the data. We can group the data on employee name, and use the when otherwise statement to create each and every individual column out of it. But here also we have the two different type of columns. So this you can see the basic is directly we can get. Allowance, you see allowance we can directly get. Others, you can see others we can directly get. Gross, this is getting calculated. I will show you how the calculation will be. Insurance, this is directly we can get. Other health and house, this also we can directly get. Total deduction, this is also a calculative field, and net pay, this is also a calculative field. Let me show you the formula for the gross and everything. So gross is nothing but this is the summation of basic plus allowance plus other, right? These like the summation of this. So if you see how we are getting 5500 is 5000 is the basic for the Rohan, and the allowance is 200 and other is 300. So this is nothing but 5500. Similarly, the total deduction is nothing but summation of insurance plus health plus house. So how this is, so 300 plus 200 500, 500 plus 250 is 750. So that's why we are getting this. And the net pay, so basically net pay is nothing but gross minus total deduction. So gross is how much? Gross is 5500. Total deduction is 750. So this is nothing but 4750, right? So here we have 4750. So yes, I think now you understood the approach. What you can do, you can pause the video and try to code this solution in PySpark by yourself. And if you're stuck, you can like unpause the video and like watch my solution, right? So let's jump to our Databricks notebook and try to code it up, right? So, okay. So I have written the code already. I will explain you the concept basically, right? So here we are simply creating the data frames. I will provide the create statement of the data frame in the description section. You can try it by yourself also, right? Let me run this. So here basically we are generating the three data frames. Here we are passing the schema name and then we are using the create data frame API and doing this. So here this is nothing but the import. So this lit is required basically to generate that one equal to one thing and when we will be using, and the sum is basically the aggregate function which we are using. So here what we are doing, the first joining the salary with the income data frame. That was the first step, right? Let me show you again. So what we talked about to do is first we will join the salary with the income table first. First these two tables will be joined and then these two tables will be joined and then we will do the union of it, right? To get this 18 record. So 9 record will be getting generated from this and then 9 record will get generated from this and 9 plus 9 total we will get 18 record after the union of these two records, these two data frames, right? So let's do that. So what we are doing, we are taking the salary DF which we generated above and then income and then here the thing which we are doing, right? The lit one equal to one. So this will generate a one column and the value will be one and every time this will be true and we'll get the data. And using this, we are generating that amount column. So this is nothing but the base salary into the percentage and we are dividing by 100.0 so that we don't have like integer divide by integer issue and we get proper answer basically. And here we are selecting the required column. So if you see here, we are getting our required output with 9 records. Here you can see that we have 9 records, right? Now, the same thing we are doing with the deduction table also, right? So here we have the deduction data frame, salary data frame, and the rest of the code is same, right? So here we are getting the, okay, this should be like this. Let me run this. Okay, now you can see that we have insurance, health, and like house. This 9 records. So total we have 18 records. Now what we will do? We will do the union. Why union will work over here? Because we have the same schema, right? We have the employee ID, employee name, transaction type, and amount in the this data frame, all like salary income data frame also, and here also. So we can just do the union of it, and we are sorting the data on the ascending order of the employee ID so that we can see the data together. So we have like 6 record for the Rohan, 6 record for the Alex, and second 6 record for the Maryam. Total we have 18 records. Now the next step was to create that pivot thing, right? Pivoting of the data frame. So we are like aggregating the data on the employee ID, and then we are using the aggregate function. And like when this transaction type is basic, then we are finding this amount, and then naming that column as basic, and so on and so forth for each and every column. Here, instead of sum, you can use any aggregate function. Like if I use the min, max, or anything, it will work because there is only one value for each and every record. So that doesn't matter basically. So let me run this also. So these are nothing but these are the direct columns which which we can get, right? This we discuss. We have some calculative column and we have some this direct column. So this here we need the calculation. Here we need the calculation and here we need the calculation. But rest of the columns which we can get directly from the this data frame which we already generated, right? So till this point we are done, right? Till this point we are done. Now it's time to calculate this gross total deduction and the net pay column, these three columns, right? We need these three columns basically, these three. So as we discussed, this gross is nothing but the summation of basic, allowance plus other. So like using this, we are calculating this gross column, and similarly the total deduction. Okay, let me erase this. Similarly, the total deduction is nothing but the summation of insurance, health, and house. And like this total deduction column will be generated. And similarly, the net pay is nothing but gross minus total deduction. So that's how we are generating this net pay column also, right? So that's how we will generate this entire data frame, and this is our required output. So yes, I think if you understood, please like, subscribe, and share the channel. And if you're new to this channel, you can check out our different playlist. We have a lot of interview related content on this channel. So let's meet in the next problem. Until then, bye.